The crypto market is a little bit down again, and usually influencers are calling for alt season. Buy now, you will make money. And now the crypto market is down, they will probably tell you, buy the dip. It's always time to buy in crypto land, right? I don't really know if that's actually the case. Let's take a look what Bitcoin can do, and then we can come to a conclusion what altcoins might do. What do you think? Are we gonna hit 30K first, or are we going to hit 20K first? In this video, I would like to give you my opinion. I also want to show you something very bullish, because usually I say, don't buy altcoins, it's not time yet. And so far it is not. As you can see on the charts, altcoins are down a lot, but eventually you will make a killer out of it. And yeah, that's what we're gonna take a look at. So if you like that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn that bell notification on so you don't miss out on anything. And let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about altcoins in this video, of course, but therefore we first need to understand Bitcoin a little bit. So what I see when I look at the Bitcoin chart is that since the bear market started, we were in this downwards trend, right? We touched it here, we touched it here, we broke out right here in January. We retested it first in February, had another retest in March, and that really sent Bitcoin off to, a pretty good run for this year. We went all the way up to almost 32K, and now we finally have a decent correction, right? We were going down for a couple of weeks already, and now we had one big red candle in a single day, which took Bitcoin down from, well, $28,500 to $25,000. We haven't seen such a red candle in a long time, but it does not mean that it never occurs, right? And even in the bull market, you will see that there are big red candles as well. So there will always be such candles. It's nothing exceptional. I already would like you to know that. Now, what's also quite interesting is that you see that Bitcoin was in this upwards trend right here, and that we broke it as well. We had a first touch, our second touch, our third touch, and as soon as we broke it, we really fell down hard. So the structure, how Bitcoin is moving this year, has really changed now with this final leg down, right? It's not just a red candle, it's really a leg down, which, yeah, I don't know, the uptrend is gone for Bitcoin for now. That's also, it comes aligned with, and I think I have it on this chart. Let me put it on the weekly for you guys. So if you see what we always do, like what I like to preach about in the pre-halving year, the first half of the year we go up, the second half of the year, happening from July, August, we go down. This pre-halving, right? So the year before the halving, pre-halving year, first half of the year, we go up. Second half of the year, since July, August, we go down. And we don't just go down a little bit. Here we made a lower low, and here we made a slightly higher low. Right now, from August, we go down as well. And it's not a lower low, but it's also not a higher low so far, right? This is not even close to where we came from, but it's also just August. We have to see how the rest of the year is going to play out. But if this time is not going to be totally different from now on, then there's no reason for me to believe that this is the low for Bitcoin, right? Like, if it stays here till the end of the year, then somehow something has changed, and I'm willing to say this time is different. So far, it's playing out exactly the same, exactly. And that's so, creepy, because people would like to say like, yeah, well, if it's so the same, then it's too easy to predict. Yeah, but it's the fact that you say that, so a lot of people don't believe that it's going to play out the same, and then it does, and then it shakes out people anyway. So yeah, that's what I think is quite funny when it comes to Bitcoin right now. What we do have to keep our eye out for is that where we are right now, give or take, right, is resistance. We had that support over here. We had a lot of support over here. When we fell down, it was some resistance. Now we fell down, and now it looks like that 27, give or take 26 and a half, 27, is a resistance area, right? And yeah, also 25 is support, right? So it is a battle between where we are right now and give or take $25,000. So I would not be surprised if we do this for a while, right? it could do, maybe by the time you watch a video, it completely did something else. But, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we just hover around 26 and a half, well, let's say 27 and 25, give or take, right? That's quite of a range, really, right? You wouldn't say it, but it's a range of around 7%. Well, you know, 7% moves for Bitcoin is, you know, in this type of market, it's quite a lot. So we can stay here for a while. So that's when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, the Bitcoin dominance is also, which is quite interesting right now, because the Bitcoin dominance bounced like quite perfectly off of this green box that I've drawn here. And this is basically where we had resistance for the last 2 years. Okay, now if you are for the people that don't know, if you have a big bag of altcoins and you want your altcoin to go up, you want the dominance to go down. Okay, now this chart here is not looking that bearish to me, to be really honest. Like, what is this doing? Right? We were in this range for 2 years. We found resistance at this point so many times, and we knocked on that door for so long, and now we finally cracked the door open. We found our next resistance area right here between, you know, 52 and 53%, give or take, where we had more resistance over here. We had support over here. So of course we do not break that at the first try. But what's really interesting, that it looks like the previous resistance is now turning into support, right? And that's what you often have. If something is resistance, you break it, you retest it as support, and then you go on, right? Or if something is support, you break down finally, then you try to get back up, but it turns out that that's going to be resistance and you're going to go down even further. Now that's what the Bitcoin dominance looking like it's doing right now. So I would not be surprised if the Bitcoin dominance eventually will go up way higher than where it is right now. And it is showing the weakness in altcoins right here. You can see it very clearly, right? If you look at the Bitcoin dominance right here, we are now sitting at 49%, give or take, right? Bitcoin is sitting at $26,500. Well, here, for example, Bitcoin was also sitting at $26,500. But there, the Bitcoin dominance was sitting at 46%. So although Bitcoin hasn't moved since then, the dominance is up quite a lot already, right? So that says that altcoins are still fighting a losing battle right now. And therefore, I'm also very, cautious when it comes to buying altcoins. And I got so many comments over the last couple of months. You stupid, you are going to miss out. You should just DCA into altcoins, you clown. Well, turns out that dollar costing into altcoins was just not the best way to go with, because altcoins are still going down. Right? Even if you bought Bitcoin here, okay, at least you played even, right? But altcoins are overall lower right now. And the exceptions are always there, but I'm not talking about the exceptions, right? In that case, you should not chart anyway. You should blindly, go to the casino with your crypto money. That's rather not what I'm doing. I try to invest my hard-earned money to make the most out of it. And sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. Despite all the YouTubers and all the Twitter analysts saying, you should buy, it's going to be an alt season, it's so bullish, buy the dip. Yeah, where has that taken you so far in this bear market, right? You have to understand the cycles at least, right? And the 4-year cycles are still very much intact. And, what do the 4-year cycle tells us, right? Now, well, Bitcoin, like I said, it has very volatile moves to the up and the downside. But overall, before the bull run really begins, altcoins are very risky, right? You do not know which one are going to survive, and you do not know how low they can go once they are in price discovery to the downside. Network, for example, a project that I kind of like, right? But I never really talked about it because the price chart is just shit. Right? I don't care what this project does. I don't care how strong the community is, how great the tokenomics, the fundamentals and everything. Eventually, this is going to decide how my portfolio is looking. Sorry, I'm not in for the tag. I want to make some money off of this, let's be honest. Well, you could have bought this anywhere, but you now will be in a loss. So very simple. There was no good time so far to buy this. And unfortunately, a lot of altcoins, they do look like this, right? And you can buy anything, you can buy it now right here, right? You can say, well, it's now so cheap, right? Look where it came from, and look, you know, compared to here and here. If it goes down that hard, then it's so risky to buy it right here. People could have thought the same thing over here, right? You already had a dip of 95%. Well, people would say like, well, if something is 95% down, you should buy it. Like, come on, that's like, at least buy it then. Well, if you did, you would now be down 76%, right? And who says that it cannot go down another 80, 70% down from here, right? As long as an altcoin is in such a downtrend, I'm really not interested. Okay, I'm really not interested. Now, I will make a video on how to recognize altcoins that are likely to survive the bear market, and I'm already to prepare for that. But one thing that I'm also looking at is just not, you know, their dollar pair, right? But also their Bitcoin pair. If you, for example, take a look at Gala, right? Gala USDT. Some people, they'll only look at the dollar pair and they'll be like, wow, almost a double bottom. You know, last time we were here, we did a 4x. Perfect buying opportunity. Is it? Look at Gala Bitcoin. It made a lower low last week, right? So even if you bought Gala anyway here at the lows, you still would have lost now 23% of your Bitcoin value. So you were better off buying Bitcoin back then, made profits on that. And now, if you want, you can even buy Gala with that same Bitcoin that you already made profits on. And you would buy the low instead of here, right? This wasn't the low, right? And what you want to look for, in my opinion, is that you really want to check out an altcoin and be like, okay, this is now finally finding a steady bottom against Bitcoin. Because if it's already losing from Bitcoin, then there is no good reason to buy that altcoin. Then you can better buy Bitcoin, right? I mean, if Gala is losing from Bitcoin, right? You can see lower lows, lower highs. It's very clear, right? So Bitcoin is more rewarding than Gala. Well, which one has lower risk, Gala or Bitcoin? Come on, we all know that. So what's the reason to buy Bitcoin or to buy Gala? Nothing at all. Everybody that bought Gala hasn't looked at this chart. Simple, right? Now, okay, that's maybe a little judgmental, because the reason that you buy Gala in this case, but again, a lot of charts look like this, could be that you say, well, you know, once the market recovers, Gala is very likely to do a 4x and Bitcoin won't. Right here as well, the June till August, give or take, last year, Gala did a 4x on that small bear rally. Well, Bitcoin didn't, right? So the upside is higher as well. So it's a pure definition of high risk, high reward. That's what it is. However, being in high risk, high reward assets during a bear market with an upcoming potential recession, yeah, I don't know. It's not the best way to go with. If you want exposure so badly, why just don't go with Bitcoin? But I do want to make something a little more bullish than this though. Because you want to eventually do buy altcoins, right? I have a little bag, but you know, my money is waiting for these things to bottom out. Like Gala's now 2 cents, right? Can go to half a cent, right? For all we know, as long as it's making lower lows, lower highs, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Now, the really bullish thing is, of course, that in June, why do I say June? January, right here, Gala did fantastic, right? Gala did absolutely fantastic here in January, right? Bitcoin did well, right? January. This was the move from Bitcoin from the beginning of January till the 23rd, give or take, right? So beginning of January till the 23rd. Bitcoin did a 50% move. Okay. Gala did a 300% move. Huge difference. So of course, even in such a small bear rally, whatever the hell you want to call this, right? Like, at the end of the day, this is just purely sideways, right? I mean, Bitcoin, it was sitting at that level in November. It got slapped back down in January. We were there again. So basically nothing changed. Yeah, in the meantime, Gala, it did a 4x, right? A 4x from the low. So if you want to know that, like, in such a small bear rally, if an altcoin can make such moves, then the bull market is going to be fun as fuck, right? Because in a bull market, you will see this on a weekly basis, even daily maybe, right? So you now already want to look for altcoins that are at least strong against their Bitcoin pair. Well, unfortunately, Gala is not one of those. But you also want to see, like, how do they perform whenever the market is bouncing a little bit, right? IMX as well. From November, it was totally oversold, right? But it went from 15 cents to 150. It did a 10x. Right now, it's slowly getting back towards these low levels again, right? And I remember, like, no offense, but yeah, well, I'm not gonna call names, but I saw some YouTubers like, oh, yeah, IMAX, everything under $1, I'm buying now, right? And now it's already 60 cents. Who says it can go to 30, 40, whatever, right? But that's the thing. You want to focus on your entry points as well, instead of just the exit. Right? That's the thing. People are speculating too much. Like, again, Gala as well. Oh, can Gala go back to the all-time high? Who gives a shit if it goes back to the all-time high? We don't know, right? It could. Likely not. But it's also possible that it goes to $2. That's the best answer I can give to you, right? You have nothing. Like, what can you make out of that, right? Maybe it does, maybe it goes way beyond it, and maybe it doesn't come even close. Good luck. But it doesn't matter. We're in a bear market. Why are we focusing on this? This is not even realistic for now. What you want to focus on is on getting it as low as possible. And I'm not saying try to time the bottom. Again, some people, they think that I'm saying try to time the bottom. That's not what you want to do. But there is a clear bottom range at a certain point. And that's where you want to DCA. Right? But some people, they feel like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a DCA and I will be fine. I will buy here, 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 here. Congrats, you have half a bull market to go. You play even, and if it goes then, you know, higher than what it was, you maybe have some profits. Right? Even if, in this case, Gala does something like this, well, sorry for the messed up job, but even if it does something like this, which it probably won't look like, the people that haven't bought so far can still buy here, 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 have the same or even a better entry than the people that bought all the way down. But your risk is a lot lower, a lot, like 90% lower, because one, you know, there's a bull market, and two, you know, the project has survived, right? I mean, no offense, but do you know if Gala is going to survive this bear market? The answer is no, you don't. You don't know. You know, I can say, well, yeah, likely and probably, and a lot of hype, a lot of community, great fee revenue, blah, 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 runway and all of that. We don't know. We really don't know. Like, good projects, they die, right? Luna had a great income stream. Very good. Nah, but that turned out to be a scam, of course. But you don't know which project is going to survive, and therefore you want to be just very careful with what you are dollar costing into. So I do have a watch list, but I'm happy that I always say watch list and not portfolio, right? Because my portfolio wouldn't look nicer right now if I have bought. Whenever I got a comment that someone said, you should just buy in DCA, you stupid Dutch motherfucker, you crazy, and they try to time the bottom. Yeah, if I listen to you with that advice, then I will now be heavily down. And yeah, guess what? I still have my cash, and I can now buy at lower levels than you did, right? And it sounds like, but it is actually, crypto is player versus player, right? If I buy cheap, it means someone is selling it cheap to me, or the other way around. So, therefore, again, also like Foco Forge, right? Don't think of this line. Think of this. people look at this and be like, oh, it's going sideways, you should buy. Well, it's going down basically since last year, October. It's putting in lower highs. And if you look at Focal Forge on its Bitcoin pair, it is looking horrible, right? It's looking horrible. We finally had some kind of a stupid breakout right here, but yeah, that doesn't mean that it cannot do this, right? It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's going down crazy hard, right? Since last year, October, it's basically like, if you look at Focal Forge dollar, right? Last year, well, even May, right? Since May, we were in the same range. If you look at Focal Forge Bitcoin, right? Been in May, been here. After that, it went all the way up here. And now compared to its Bitcoin value, it lost already 50%. Right? So you could have bought Focal Forge for the same dollar price. But because Bitcoin went up and Focal Forge did not, you lose Bitcoin. Right? And you might really, you might feel like, yeah, but I don't care about Bitcoin. I don't want Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin is also your gunpowder. Right? That's so beautiful about Bitcoin, because you can buy altcoins with your Bitcoin. And if you do somehow miss out on altcoins with your Bitcoin and the market goes up, it doesn't matter, because if the market goes up, your Bitcoin goes up as well. Right? That's the beautiful thing. So if you want to buy anything, I would say buy Bitcoin first until the dust really settles, the market turns around, it is confirmed that we are out of the bear market, that we are really entering a bull market, and I don't see that happen before the next halving. Really, I don't. The last halving was here. Last halving was in May 2020. Right, May 2020. Let me show you something. I don't know. I think this stuff is quite interesting. May 2020 was here, right? What happened with altcoins before the last halving? Right? We went down here. We went up, had a good rally. Everybody thought it was an alt season. Everybody was YOLOing into it. What happened? They lost another fucking 71% of their complete cash back. And only after the halving, right before the halving was the best moment to buy altcoins with your dollars. Really after the halving, altcoins really saw a bull market. Yeah, you can say like, yeah, well, that's one example. This time is different, blah, blah, blah. You know, charts, all we have. It's all we have. And you could say like, yeah, well, but no, there's also narratives. The narratives is exactly like the narratives is saying what is the reason that is something is happening, and the charts actually show you that it is happening, right? If we get a Luna crash or FTX crash, sorry, you could say like, it's not like the chart shows it what eventually happens, right? It had a big impact. What happened, for example, when we have... That's a good way to recognize if it's a bear market as well. If good news doesn't really have an impact, right? So the FTX crash made sure that the total crypto altcoin market went down 30%. 30, right? We had like amazing news. We've been waiting on it for years. Finally, Ripple wins the case. Come on, you know, everybody was like, well, wait till Ripple wins the case. Ripple will moon, XRP will moon, the crypto market will... It was here. It's wiped out in a couple of days already. Nothing happened. Nobody gave a shit about Ripple. Nobody gives a shit about Ripple. Because that doesn't matter. That's just the narrative. But at the end of the day, we are still in a downwards market, right? It could have a short-term bounce and come back then. What we need to see for crypto to go up again is the cycle to play out, right? New money coming into crypto. Wait for the elections, wait for the halving, wait for the Fed to print money again. The big shit, right? The big macro stuff. having is not macro, but you know. Not that some hyped altcoin wins a lawsuit, which was obviously way like overestimated. Everybody was anticipating to it. And yeah, then it happens, and then it turns out that like, what does it really matter in this market? That one altcoin does something good, right? There are altcoins doing good all the time. There are altcoins doing bad all the time. The chart doesn't really care. This is the stage of the market where altcoins get wrecked no matter what, no matter what. And with every little bounce that we have along the way, I'll get these comments. Oh, you were so wrong. You were so wrong. You were so wrong. You were so wrong. In the meantime, we are sitting lower, and we are sitting pretty damn close towards all-time, well, not all-time, but cycle lows. Just 13% on the general altcoin market, and we make new lows. We will take this out probably. It's, in my opinion, likely that we will take this out. How come? Well, you know, Bitcoin just does what it does, right? And in altcoins, there is less liquidity, and people, they just see like, oh, this market cannot be trusted, and it's going down anyway. And if Bitcoin goes down 5%, altcoins go down 15%. Better get the fuck out of these speculative altcoins, and if I want to be in the market, at least be in Bitcoin, right? That's what people been doing all the time since last year. Therefore, the dominance is shooting up so hard. Right? That's what people will keep on doing. The more this goes up, the more people recognize that you should have done this here already. And at a certain point, Bitcoin goes down, and then it's like completely crash party everywhere, right? And it's a crash party everywhere. We've seen it right here. Bitcoin dropped here as well, right? But Bitcoin at least dropped to the February and August highs. If you look at altcoins, where did altcoins drop to, right? February highs? We can't. We are already below that. August? We were already way below that. Bitcoin at least found support at this level and this level. Altcoins were already below that, so they don't have that as support yet. And therefore, TA is so much more important than the narratives. TA is people buying an altcoin or selling an altcoin here. Well, no, let's say buying an altcoin here, seeing their altcoin go all, let's say here, sorry. TA is buying an altcoin here, going up, think they are a genius, see it going all the way down here, and think, okay, this is not working out for me. I can still save what I've put into it. Let me sell here again. Therefore, we have these support and resistance levels where the buyers and the sellers are fighting, basically. Right? The reason why that's happening, yeah, that's the narrative. That's the FTX crash or the whatever you can call, right? Or something good, the Ripple news. At the end of the day, this is what the chart does. Yeah, and the chart is not looking that bullish to me, right? The dominance, I think, could go up higher than this. And you must understand that the higher the dominance is, if Bitcoin then sees a correction, then altcoins are screwed. Because altcoins are already losing value against Bitcoin here. Right? So if Bitcoin goes down, then there's already less liquidity. So then altcoins go down even harder than if we are sitting here. So what if we go here and Bitcoin has another 5K correction or whatever? Altcoins can bleed 50, 60, 70% still. I'm not saying they will, but it is so not unlikely. BNB is as saved for now, but it's so risky. Look at BNB being a piece of little fucking shit here. And everybody is fighting CC and Binance and all of that, and I'm not so worried about that though, but I mean, BNB is more than Binance. BNB is also the BNB chain, right? But look at BNB. It's hanging on last support. It was at $203. $203. Well, that was really the last support that it had right here. Or it would have felt $70. And if it didn't hold this parallel channel right here, The first major support here comes in at $40. That's what the FIB says as well. If this happened, if we got a little extra push right here, it's not just BNB. This BNB is one of the biggest altcoins. If Ethereum collapse or if BNB collapse, then the altcoin market goes to shit. Like shit. And therefore I'm having my cash back. One, because I don't want to lose money. But two, I also want to have money to get a good entry. Right? What if BNB goes to $2,000 in the next bull run? You know, it sounds really unrealistic. It's just a 10x from here. Altcoins do more than a 10x in the bull market. We all know that. What if? What if I buy here? Well, okay, whatever. I made it 10x. Great. What if I were buying the dip like every genius out there? I would have had an average of 4K, right? Then I would have made a 5x. Right? What if it does fall to $40? How many X's are those? Right? But you know, entry is so important, in my opinion. And the S&P has a small bounce right here. That's what we should focus on, in my opinion. Right? Bitcoin is following the S&P. Like, come on. Look, the S&P, it went down. Right? What did Bitcoin do? It went down. The S&P, it now goes up. What does Bitcoin do? It goes up. And whatever Bitcoin does, you know, well, altcoins are not really going up. It's more like a smaller red candle than before, but it's not even green. That's what I mean. Altcoins are weaker. Right? And you can really try to cherry pick your exceptions out there. Like, well, yeah, Casper, Nakamoto Games, Injective Protocol. Like, there are so many altcoins. Good luck with that, right? If you in crypto, you know, throwing shit on the wall, hoping something sticks, go do that. But I really want to make the most out of my crypto journey because these cycles don't happen that much, if you didn't know, right? And I'm not gonna wait another 4 years after this with probably diminishing returns while we have the opportunity right now. If all you have to be is patient. Right, so I'm looking at the S&P. It is likely to go down. Could it first, you know, touch its previous all-time high? It could, but if I look at the S&P on the money supply, yeah, I don't know. It's since 2001. This has been resistance, right? I don't really see this happening. I don't know. It's good to have small bounce and even a fake out and all of that and give people in crypto also the hope like, wow, it's going up, let's buy. And then have that final freaking flush out, triple F, to make sure that everybody is completely wrecked. And there, people that were just patient are waiting with their money and be like, oh, you have no more hope. And if you have no more money to buy. I'm gonna buy from you. Thank you very much, sir. And that's where you get your entries. Do 100x. With altcoins that are relatively safe, like a Gala, for example. Is it possible? Hell yes. But most people forget to say, from where? Right? You see so many guys on YouTube. This altcoin can do 100x. Yes. From which price? Right? Can Cardano do 100x? Very simple. The answer is not yes or no. Right? The answer is, it depends on where, from where, right? What the fuck did I draw here? I don't know what I did. This is terrible. Anyway, can Cardano do 100x, for example? Of course it can. Easy. It went to $3 last cycle. Could it go to 4 next cycle? Maybe. Then we just have to buy it 4 cents. Can it go there? It's low, but last cycle it went from $3 to 1.5 cents. Nothing is impossible until it happens. Crypto is full of surprises, guys. We all know that by now. AVAX, you know, went to $140 last cycle. You know, it's now 10. If it goes back there, you make a 15x. Great, that's fine. But if it first goes here, for example, and then goes back to its all-time high, yeah, it's a lot easier to, with a relative, you know, high or low risk altcoin, to make a 30, 40x, right? You don't even have to play in the shitcoin casino to make these returns. A lot of people on Twitter, they be like, oh, buy this crap, buy this crap, buy this crap. And by the time you make 100x, you would have lost so much money that you really need the 100x to play even. You don't even need that. Be patient. Make sure that you spend as less money as possible, right? You know, don't get an expensive car right now in a bear market. You know, ride a bike. I don't know. Work overtime. I cannot fill in for you how you have to live your life, but what I'm trying to say is make sure that you have as less expenses as possible or have more income, because the opportunity is coming for us and this is going to change your life. And again, we are going to create a motherfucking metaverse in the future where we all gonna have a dinner and laugh for 10 minutes straight like, fuck these dip buyers, because we actually, it is playing out the whole time. And I cannot wait for the day to say like, hey guys, it is time to accumulate. It is time to DCA. It is time now to change your life. I think this year, maybe end of the year, we have to wait for it a little bit longer, right? We have to wait for it a little bit longer. We have been going now slowly and steady and slowly and steady, and it's hard. But at a certain point, we can do something like this, right? And there we have our accumulation area. And then we moon. There will be so low liquidity in altcoins right here that an instant 5x from that point is already very doable, right? We can make that money already, and the people that already bought here, they really need it to play even, and then maybe make some return. Then you're gonna do stupid things, you make wrong decisions, FOMO, and panic sell and all of that. We're gonna kill this. Crypto is not that hard. You just don't have to be so stupid. It's the quote of the day, I think. I want to leave it here, guys. If you like the video, please like the video. If you really want to know the ins and the outs about what I'm saying right now, the specific altcoins and my timing and all of that, go check out the Patreon. Right there. I have to adjust the list again. But there we giving these courses, trading courses, early calls, exclusive videos, you name it. We have it right there. So definitely check it out if you want to step up your crypto journey. For now, take care. Have a nice day. Oh yeah, please give the video a little like. Is my sound still on? I don't know. Like it. Bye.